What's up, everybody? It's your boy Melvin here for another classic review, and today I'm reviewing. Well, I did mention this while after I was reviewing this year's horror film, stop motion, Wind and Wild. I did mention I was going to review Henry Selick's other one, the one that put Laika Studios on the map, Coraline, which came out back in 2009, and I was like in the middle school when this movie came out. It's based on the book by Neil Gaiman, and oh boy, and to this day, it's a classic, just like The Nightmare Before Christmas. This one. But before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, what are you waiting for? You better not go to a mysterious door in your house. Better not go through it. Because the beldam, who pretend to be your other mother, is not what she seems to be or looks. So beware. And don't give him temptation. You just might reap what you sow. So yeah, Coraline was released back in 2009. And let me check the date. Shit. It's been a while. Let me check. Wow, I was right. It was released... Actually, it was first shown in the Portland International Film Festival back in February 5th of 2009 until it was released domestically in the next day, which drove a box office of $124.6 million with just a budget of $60 million. And was a major success right there. I'm not joking. And this was the film that made Laika a household name, which became the success which inspired Laika to make other films like Paranorman, Cuba and the Two Strings, Missing Link. Is there any other film missing? Well, Coraline was the first, so I mentioned that. I try to remember. There were other films that Laika. Okay, there was after Coraline, Paranorman. Oh yeah, Box Trolls. I forgot that one. Box Trolls. Then Missing Link. Or was it Kubo? Anywho. And to this day, Laika still makes its trademark in stop motion movies, just like Aardman with their claymation films. Like, you got like Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep, including other films like Early Man, which is the caveman who plays soccer. You know that one? But yeah, I think they're about to make another Chicken Run film for Netflix, which this is going to be interesting how this will go. But yeah, Coraline, this was a film that actually, because the author of Coraline came up to sell it back in 2002 because he wanted to make a film adaptation, because he was a fan of Selick's. The film he directed was Nightmare Before Christmas, which Selick, what Gaiman wants a similar one like that, like with Nightmare Before Christmas, and because his big influence was combined like with the colors of the underworld, similar to the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, like you just walked up in the other side of the rainbow, but in a nightmare. But yeah, let's talk about the cast, because there were a lot of casts. You got Dakota Fanning as Coraline Jones, Terry Hatcher, who voices Coraline's mother, Melanie Mel Jones, and also the Beldam, aka Other Mother. Then you have Jennifer Saunders as April Spink, and April Spink, who's one of the the residents, one of the former entertainers, including her partner, Miriam Forcible. Then you have the dad, voiced by Hogman, by Charlie Jones, which, damn, that's a fun name. But he has a singing. You got John Linnell, who provides the other father's singing voice. Yeah, you think actors can sing? Some can, some don't. Then you have Robert Bailey Jr. as Wyborn, Wybie, love it, the awkward kid who befriended Coraline, the one with the hunch, and also Keith David as the cat, which, of course. Then you have Ian McShane as Sergei Alexander Bobinsky, because his other world counterpart, we got Caroline Crawford and Miss Lovett, YB's grandmother. And there were others like Anka Neal, George Slick, and Hannah Kaiser as the ghost children. But yeah, Carnival was a good movie back in those days, but the history of the production was a tricky one, because here's a quote from Henry Selick: "Coraline was a huge risk, but these days in animation, the safest bet is to take the risk." Which, yeah. Hey, you gotta take risk. Safely like gambling. And here's the funny thing. Most film producers want to go up to the director, but no. The writer went up to Henry Selick after seeing A Nightmare Before Christmas, and he wants his film, his book, to be the same. Which is actually pretty cool. But yeah. That would be a rare one, because I think that's what was a good move for that. And remember the production, because remember, Gaiman was just finishing the novel Coraline, and given that he was a fan of Selick's Nightmare Before Christmas, he invited him to make a possible film adaptation of his book. Which is around, direct adaptation would lead up to like a 47-minute movie. That's like an hour and a half or two. Including screenplay expansion, such as the creation of Wybie. Which, fun fact, he's not in the book. So he's just the original to the movie, but not in the book. Which, when looking for design, away from both animation, Selick discovered the work of Japanese illustrator Tadahiro Uesugi, and invited him to become the concept artist, which one of Uesugi's biggest influences was on the color palettes, which was muted and really and more colorful in the other world. Similar to, like I said, The Wizard of Oz, because remember, in the movie, you got like a monotone color. Then when Dorothy rides at Oz, is all colorful, bright colors. But here, you remember, this is the outer world. Things are not what they seem to be. But yeah, the stage that they used to film Coraline was around 140,000 square foot, 13,000 meters warehouse in Hillsboro, Oregon. The stage was divided in 50 lots, which, holy shit, which played host to nearly 150 sets, so that's a lot. Like the three-dimensional Victorian mansions, which of course you have different styles of the famed house, the manor, where the residents are staying. A 42-foot by 12.8 meter apple orchard, a model of the Ashland, Oregon, including tiny details such as the banners for the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. More 28 animators worked at the time and rehearsed or shooting scenes, producing 90 to 100 seconds of finished animation each week, and to capture stereoscoping for the 3D release, animators shot each frame from two slightly adapted apart camera positions. Wow. Ain't that a mouthful, huh? But yeah. And people think stop motion is easy? Hell no. They're lucky because they have the newer technology. Back then, whew, hell no. I call it a nightmare back in the old days. Now takes technology, but still the same process, but a little bit quicker. But someone might correct me on that. At its peak, the film involved efforts were like 450 people, including from 30 to 35 animators, digital designers, and the digital design group DDG, directed by Dan Cassie, and more than 250 technicians and designers. One of the crew members, Alfia Chrome, was hired specifically to knit miniature sweaters and other clothing for the puppet characters. Something using knitting needles as thin as a human hair. Shit. Knitting needles as thin as a human hair. And that's super thin. To make the clothing for the characters. Remember, this is stop motion. And those ain't like, put on like, you see like in Corpse Bride or the other Tim Burton films like those. This is the challenge for making. And you got a knitting needle. Thin as hair, a human hair. Wow. The clothes are simulated wear using paint and a file. Fuck. Let's talk about the music because, hey, the music here is good because you got a lot. Which, of course, the soundtrack of Coraline features songs composed by French composer Bruno Gaulaus. With the other Far song by the Might Be Giants. The other Far song, thinking voice provided by John Lennon, like I said. One of the singers from the band. They initially ran 10 songs for the film. When a melancholy tone was decided, all but one were cut. Kala's score was performed by the Hungarian Symphony Orchestra and featured chorus piece sung by the children choir of Nice in a nonsense language. Sugg mentioned that the main soloist, a young girl you hear singing in several parts of the film, is coincidentally named Coraline. Coraline won Callas the 2009 Annie Award for Best Score for an anime feature. Damn. Well earned. Which, of course, if you don't... Maybe I just tell you the whole story because... I'm not going to tell you the whole story because... How much time we have here? Hold it. I think I'm about to sneeze again. God damn it. Sorry. I was saying the plot, of course, which we all see the opening of the film. We see the doll of what's to be Wybe's great aunt, and we see the Belle them preparing to make a new doll, using the same. And a bit creepy because we can see her how she managed to do like removing these stitches off the mouth, emptying it, and taking it from inside out to make it look brand new. But new buns, new hair, new clothes, and voila, we have a doll of Coraline, which turns out actually on a prop, a replica Coraline doll made by NECA, which is actually pretty cool. It's like actually like the original, like the one from the movie, and well designed and well detailed. Hold it. And somehow she throws out the window, and soon we arrive at the at the place called the Pink Palace, and Ashland, Oregon, where we meet the Joneses, which we meet Coraline, then her workaholic parents, which, by the looks of it, her mother had an accident, which she's wearing a neck brace. Later, she sees a black cat, and also meeting the landlady's grandson, Wyborn Wybe Lovett, which Wybe gives her, Coraline, the doll, which, because it looks like her, from his grandma's trunk, it eerily resembles like her, of course, it's just creepy. And Coraline, the doll guides Coraline to a small door in an apartment with a bricked up wall behind it. Ain't that weird? Of course, one night, a mouse leads her to the door, which of course opens to another world. That's when she meets the other mother. Well, first she follows her mother until when she turns around, the buns in her eyes. Which of course Coraline says, who are you? I'm your other mother. And it says, wait, I have another mother? Yes. Everybody has an other mother. Soon, that's when she starts to enjoy the outer world. But the next morning, she returns home, where Wybe recounts the disappearance of her great aunt, Coraline neighbors, Sergei Alexander Babinski, an eccentric Chernobyl liquidator. Here's the thing. Many people ask why Babinski is like skin like bluish green. And here's your answer to all of you. He was a liquidator when the Chernobyl explosion happened. Yeah, the ones who had to clean up the radiation. And those who came back had their skin turn blue-green. And that's why Babinski looks like that. Damn. I'm glad how he's still alive, enjoying himself looking at skin tone. Damn. I thought it was actually when I was in 6th grade, I didn't understand why I thought it was like, like a different skin tone, maybe because, well, yeah, some characters had different skin tones, but hey, it's a cartoon movie. What do you expect? Until you realize he's actually a liquidator that was doing a cleanup duty in Chernobyl. Like, wow. That just went dark. Very dark. And plus, he had a medal, which he received for doing that. Wow. How stupid 6th grade me was I? But yeah, of course, Babinski explains that, well, he's a gymnast who owns a mouse circus and a retired burlesque. And of course, Coraline meets the retired burlesque actresses April Spink and Marianne Forcible, cryptically warn her about imminent danger. I think it was the other one, the chubby one, with the rocker. What do you call those? Those what old people use, the rocker to move. I can't remember what you call those. Despite the warnings, Coraline visits the overworld again. This time accompanied by a mute other Wybe for some reason. She is entertained by the dimensions doppelgangers of her neighbors and meets the cat. I think the funny one was the performance of the burlesque actresses, because first we get a singing one. Both of them, one was as a fish, with Carlton, one of them was naked until she sees Miriam in the same style as the painting of the Birth of Venus, which of course, damn. Since when you see stop motion like that? Until 1, 2, 3, they're about to do a trapeze. They jump and strip off their old age and return to their youth again, which is actually pretty cool. Fun fact, that whole scene was filled with Scotty dogs. Literally. That's when she visits the other mother again. That's when her third time, the other mother offers her to let her stay and they're permanently in exchange for having having buns sewn into her eyes. Coraline tries to escape back to the overworld, but the other mother imprisons her Of course, she gives her the count of 3. 1, 2. That's where we see horror, because she slowly starts to age, starts to get skinnier, taller. Her fingers start to grow longer and sharper, like sewing needles. That's when she's 3. She grabs her by the nose and leads to a mirror and tosses her in the mirror. And that's where she meets the ghosts of the past victims. 3 of them, including Wybie's great aunt, who tells her how the other mother, who is actually called the Beldam, used ragdolls of themselves to spy and lure them to the other world. After accepting the Beldam's offer to sew buns of their eyes, she robbed them of their souls, which, of course, the only way to be freed is to find the essence of their souls, which the Beldam hidden throughout the other world. Soon, Coraline manages to get the help by Wybie, which, of course, the other artist manages to give it a permanent smile by putting sewing needles on the points of his mouth, making like a permanent smile. Coraline manages to remove them, and of course, he helps her escape. Soon, that's when she found out that her parents got kidnapped by the Beldam, and they're trapped in a snow globe. Soon, she comes by the cat, which of course the cat talks, explaining the whole thing. And here's the freaky part. When she arrives, guess what? The first thing she sees on top of the flag, she sees a flag. That is... The Beldam murdered the other Wybie in defiance. And you see his skin, clothes flying in the wind. Like, he's dead. He's dead. Damn, that's dark. Soon she starts to collect it. The first one was at the mouse circus, which of course, oh boy, if you have ratophobia, there's one of them. Then again, with the burlesque actresses turned into taffy monsters. The final one was the other dad. It was like something from Dr. Seuss. So literally, he managed to grab that one. Of course, her final encounter is with the Beldam, now showing her true form and arachnid-like form. Which, of course, the ghost of Wybie's grand warns the Beldam will not honor her bargain, which she likes to lie. Tricking the Beldam into opening the door to the real world, claiming that her parents are hiding behind the door. Coraline throws the cat over her face, which, of course, the cat scratches her. Actually, the cat rips her button eyes off, making her blind. And that's like creepy. She's like a porcelain doll with sewing needles. Creepy. She manages to escape, which of course when she forces the door closed, the Beldam lost an arm, a hand, one of her sewing hands. Of course, after that, she manages to get free. She manages to free the spirits of the girl, but of course, she's still in danger. Of course, she manages to go outside. And she's about to throw the key into a well, which Wybie explained, but she got attacked by the hand, but Wybie saved her, tied the key around her hand, and dumped it into the well. Of course, the next day, everybody's in the garden replanting. Everybody pitching out. That's when Wybie brings his grandma there to introduce everybody. And of course, Coraline Wybie prepares to tell her about what happened to her sister. And we see the cat walking on the Pink Palace sign, which of course he vanishes after passing to the pole. He's like he says, I have ways to go in and out. And my friends, this is my review of Coraline. And to tell you the truth, this film is always popular for Halloween because, come on. If you haven't read the books, there is actually a audio version on YouTube. You can just watch it. But yeah, let me know what you think of Coraline. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you first saw it when it came out? If you were the lucky ones who seen the film festival and didn't see it again in the movies, because remember, they usually cut some scenes which, when you get to theaters, is missing from the first release in the film festival. So yeah. But yeah, let me know what you think of Coraline. Did you like it? You like the music that was used? What was your first scene? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, hit the bell, like this video. That'll be awesome because we're trying to hit our goal of 1 million subscribers. So let's do this. And until then, have a great day, everybody. Peace.